As we've been discussing, Florida has one of the highest numbers of coronavirus cases in the United States, nearly 2,500 people. It's also got a desperate need for protective equipment and supplies. And to help combat the unprecedented demand, owners of a distillery in Volusia County, Florida, are using their rum-making skills to make hand sanitizer for police and emergency workers. They open the door every day to a steady line of customers. Joining me now from outside the distillery in Holly Hill, Florida, is NBC News correspondent Kerry Sanders. Kerry, what's the situation?
Well, Allie, they're doing such a good job, they've now expanded it to the public. This is what everybody's been after, but if you go to a pharmacy, you go to a grocery store, it's very hard to find the hand sanitizer. So what they're doing here at the Copper Bottom Craft Distillery is they are producing the hand sanitizer. And joining us right now is, at a distance from me, of course, is Jeremy Craig. He's one of the co-owners, but more importantly, he's the chemist. So you guys shifted gears last week. You started producing. How much are you making?
We've handed out just shy of 500 gallons of hand sanitizer. 500
gallons. Yeah, what was the transition, changing gears from making rum to this like?
The great thing is we produce ethanol on a day-to-day basis. We have the equipment to produce high-proof alcohol, and that's the main ingredient in hand sanitizer.
When this crisis first began, people were desperate to get brand names like Purell, in part because it had that FDA stamp on it.
Right.
How do they know that what they're getting here is going to be effective, and how are you dealing with the FDA?
So the FDA last week, I believe it was, actually lifted some of their regulations to make it easier for guys like us to produce hand sanitizer because there's such a need. We have guidelines from the World Health Organization and the FDA on what the recipe we're supposed to be using, and that's exactly what we're using in this.
Well, we thank you for what you're doing. The community thanks you. They're not charging for these, as a matter of fact. What they're doing is taking donations, and as you pointed out, Allie, first responders, because they are the ones who, unlike us with our 6 feet of space between us, or actually a little bit more, first responders often have to go right up to somebody. They don't. And so this is effective, useful, and quite frankly, I saw an officer who, on his holster, on his gun, had a mask hanging on his gun, and where you would normally see in his utility belt some mace, he had a bottle similar to this right there. It was a sign of the times, certainly in the age of coronavirus.
But it is also a sign, Kerry, in that in the absence of leadership in expected circles, Americans are showing that leadership. They're looking out for each other, and they're proving that we are actually all in this together. Kerry Sanders in Holly Hill, Florida.
American ingenuity, you gotta love it.
Well,